Welcome, everybody. Anthony here with the Bulbaritos, bringing you a brand new live stream. And today, Burrito Gang, we have the honor and the privilege of dual casting with WICK Gaming himself, one of the up-and-coming rising stars and rising kingdoms. I'm very, very proud of my boy. He's absolutely crushing it. And he reached out to me a couple days ago asking if I would be interested, and I was just like, you know what, we've done it every season, let's do it, my boy. And I just wasn't sure because my wife and I, we went yesterday to celebrate our anniversary, since the anniversary day actually falls on a Monday, and you know, we want to get a little litty. So we didn't want to do it on Monday, so we went yesterday and celebrated, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be conscious this morning after all the partying. But yeah, I'm a bright-eyed and bushy-tailed baby. Got some water, got that Tylenol action, you know what I mean? And we're gonna rock it out today. So we got a little bit. I know John is out here. TSN Death has subscribed to the channel. Hey, I appreciate it, bud. Welcome to the Burrito Gang. So yeah, we're gonna be dual casting with John. He's gonna be streaming it on his channel. So do us a massive favor. Open up some tabs, baby. Open up some tabs, support both. If you're brand new to the stream, welcome. He will be dual casting, or he'll be casting on his stream. I'm going to be on ours. We're going to be on voice chat. Share that love. And yeah, that way y'all can see multiple perspectives. And we're just going to hang out and have a good time. It's always a good time hanging out with John. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the cast. It should be a doozy. Let me fire up some music and we can chat a little bit more about it while we wait for John to fire his stream up. And then we can kind of get going from there, baby. All right, give me 1 second. Let's switch the intermission. Boom. All right, let me fire some music up. We got some new tunes. Let's see how it goes, baby. Oh. Oh.
Morning shot to cure hangover and celebrate anniversary. Winking face, kidding.
I appreciate the $5 super chat, my friend. Thank you. All right, let's get some music on real quick. There we go. Get a little music action going. Good morning, everybody. Thank you again for everybody coming and hanging out. Yes, we are going to be talking a little bit. Well, I don't want to get too much into it because I probably talk with WICK about this, and then y'all can hear both of us chat about it. But we are going to be casting over the game 1 out of the best of 3 between 60 GT and PX34. PX, I think, was expected last weekend to kind of win that match against 94 NV. But the surprise came out of 60 GT. I think there was some back and forth. I think a lot of us, a majority of the community, expected JST to win, and 60 GT came out and did the deed. You know, once again, what they kind of did was it's not what they kind of did. They did it, and they dominated in the middle again. Came down to literally the last second, and nobody will ever know how many provisions that one March was carrying that did not cap for JST at the end. And I really hope it was less than 700, or that would have been... for those of y'all who don't know, if you want to go rewatch the cast that we did, we literally watched the one guy coming through from JST, and instead of city hopping to get to his city, he marched and took the long route around and actually missed capping it by like 4 seconds. If you would have jumped city hopped, he would have made it in. But we don't know even if he had the 700 to make it up. So you never know. You never know. You know what I mean? Said he had 1K. Oh, dude, no. Oh, that's even worse. Oh, that's even worse. It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul. Oh no, KM just came out here and just ruined somebody. You gotta love it. I think WICK said he's gonna fire his stream up here in a couple minutes, and then his countdown, and then we'll hop in as soon as his is done. Dang. Poor dude. Can you imagine that? I can't even imagine that. I need to collect a bunch of stuff because yesterday I was AFK. I was unknown to the world yesterday. All right, let me see. I don't think we can craft anything. You know what? I think I'm going to save my shit. I think I'm going to save it. The only one that I might consider doing is the silent trial. The legendary I kind of want to save. We could possibly recraft some other stuff that we do have. Cross treads, breakdown, and then see if we can proc some shit. But I kind of want to save up for the accessory for next KVK. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us today. Easy win for 60 GT? I don't think so. A lot of people keep thinking on it. Who did you bet on, Bulba? I bet on... That's who I bet on, my baby. Baby! That's who we bet on. Yeah. Hey, bro. How's it going, Demay? How's it going, buddy? Change ROK to main screen. I was. There's just nothing. We're just not showing anything right now. Got that 27 minutes, baby. Plenty of time. How's it going? Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Welcome. Yeah, so I think we're going to dive a little bit more into this when WICK comes on. Who we chose, why we chose them, that kind of stuff. I don't want to ruin, you know, the conversation we're going to have and stuff like that. So, but I will tell y'all why, when we get there, why I did go with PX. For sure. Horseplay, how's it going? Welcome, buddy. Good to see you. Death. Hello, Death. The TSN crew repping out there. What's going on, buddy? I love me some TSN. I miss my boy Reaper and crew. It should be a good match. PX34, AK, HKL, always tough. Yeah, I think we'll get into the nitty gritty, but I think it's going to be a lot better than what people think. Really hope PX gets some early game strat to blow our minds. They already pulled one last week, and we'll talk about that with WICK too. Is it due to VIP 18? That I think if I told everybody what kind of the info was prior, so I can tell y'all already, and then I can bring it back up when we get back on with WICK. So after last match, a lot of people naturally, like everybody kept saying, well, VIP 18, blah 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 blah, and so Governor reached out to me. And I didn't reach out to him. He literally reached out to me. He goes, dude, I just watched your cast, loved it. But I wanted to clear some stuff up because a lot of people keep saying we only won because of VIP 18. He goes, these are the people, or this is the number of VIP 18s we have. And the number was 18 out of 30. And then he showed me reports. He was willing to show me like a whole thing of it, and I was just like, dude, I'm not trying to look at all that. If people ask for it, then by all means, you know. But he literally went through the JST roster based on reports because of march sizes and stuff like that, and went and circled all the people in all the reports that had VIP 18 on JST, and he said that there was well over 23 to 24 of just JST. JST with VIP 18, and they had 18. So that being the way that it was out of the 4, we haven't completely confirmed 94 NV, but PX34 had 10 VIP 18s, and they did tell me that. 94 NV I was told has more than 10, but they wouldn't give me the exact number. 60 GT had 18, and then JST had the most with 23 plus. So for those of y'all wanting to keep track, there's your track. They told me that that's what they had, but for PX. So I'm not playing the he said, she said. That's what they told me. I had a couple people from PX tell me that. Chandra Montezuma for the win. Ooh, again. Do you think they're gonna pull it out again? Do you think they're gonna pull it out again? Ooh, I would be so excited to see it again. Make Force 460 GT. Woo! Is PX34 originally HKL? Not the entire team isn't formerly HKL, but a majority of them are formerly HKL. When they split, there was a nice chunk that went to PX, and then there was some that went other places as well. So the whole team didn't come together. That's what Governor told me, Blaze. That's what he told me. And I don't think people would have a reason to lie about it. It's not really is it really a thing? I guess, whatever, you know, but he reached out to me and I just wanted to, I told him that I would reiterate what he said and he said, okay. I forgot to put my bets on PX. Cap gang. Hit the like. Hey, Anubis, I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Max Marches of Guan in middle. Oh. Hey, we saw what did we see? It was Chandra Montezuma kicking it off. Chandra Montezuma kicking it off. And then yeah. I saw a couple Saladin Montezumas later on. And for the most part, that was the big deal. Was the Chandra Montezuma. Because they send them everywhere. They were everywhere. Use Pakal. It'll be interesting. I think there's gonna be, yeah, the new Pakal and the newest ones aren't available. I don't believe, unless they change the rules. The two newest ones shouldn't be available. All right, let me keep an eye on this. There you go, 20 minutes. Let me see if WICK, when WICK messages me. There you go, there you go, there you go. Let me see. Did he message me? My connection sucks. I believe will be on your voice and not stream on my channel. Oh no, WICK. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I need to set this up. Let me see. I need to switch over voice. Clash. Nope, 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 nope. That. Olympia, no, I need the Bulba tile. Well, we could just do Raiders of the Ark, because I don't know how many people. Let's see how many we have Raiders of the Ark. One second. I think John's having some technical difficulties with his internet, so I don't know if his stream's gonna come up. So he might just be hopping on with us. Please support PX34. I support all the teams in here. I actually really enjoy really good Osiris League teams. People can say what they want, KVK and all that, but I really love some Osiris League. I think Olympia eventually will get there. There's a couple of tweaks they need to make, but I just like the camaraderie of 30 people with the same mindset, bashing, you know. So you could say the same about KVK. It's just there's more people, so the likelihood of everybody being the same is a little bit different. That's why I've always been very drawn to Osiris League. Let me see. Montezuma gives healing plus everything you get hit by his skill damage. Yep. That's the reason, especially why Wakanda just said it. It's very interesting. just stick with XY Chandra. That's what's going to be interesting here. Okay, so that's what's going to be interesting, Cav. Cav Gang, is 60 GT went ham on the XY Chandras. And then PX went ham on the Chandra Montezumas. So it's going to be very interesting, especially in their mid game. 60 GT run ham with the XY primaries. That's what's wrong. Osiris League locks rosters, but then lets commanders be used here. No new commanders, and let's not lock roster. Yeah, that's true, Anubis. That's true. They did, Lambo, they did. The 2 newest ones aren't available. So all commanders are unlocked except the 2 newest ones. That's why nobody used them last week. I agree. Rosters should be locked. So many players. Yeah, I agree. It should be locked to roster. If you're gonna at least not have it like super locked, I would say that anybody who was registered during the season should be available as an option to like, if you want to rotate people around, at least like, because y'all know at what is it, after divisionals, you get to like rotate people in and out. I would say whoever's been officially registered either as a backup or as a starter from that first cutoff or the second cutoff should be allowed in the pool, but you shouldn't be able to bring people that were completely out of the water in order to do it. It's a strong team, but PX34 will do our best. Hey, kudos. I think where it's going to come down to is I think the mid game is going to be very interesting because 60 GT has been railing everybody in the mid, but PX34 has been railing everybody in the mid too. So it'd be interesting. Everybody thought V636 were going to beat them in the middle, and they whooped their ass in the middle. So we'll see. Of GT 5.3 billion. That's not that bad though. 5.3 isn't. There was a bunch that were 5+ in horse. Let me see if John's gonna join. You know what I do need to check? I need to see if he has the tag. He should still have the tag though. That way he can see the roles. So now I need members. WICK. Yeah, he has Raiders role. Okay, so he should be good. We'll see if he joins, if he can hop in. All right. Will this come down to mid-fight for the arc? I think so, Demay. I honestly do think so. Ooh, Chihuahuas. All right, give me 1 second. We're flip-flopping. We're playing Discord hop. Discord hop. One second. Let's see how this goes. Okay. All right, we're in he's doing his countdown. I think he said right now. So we should see, we should hear his beautiful voice here in a hot second. Aren't available. I wasn't saying, oh, okay. I got you, Lambo. I thought you meant like invitational. Everything was unlocked. No worries. People migrate out though. So would there be an event worth playing? See, but the whole point of this event, Blaze, is to celebrate the champions, not so that we can substitute the champions out for players who weren't even on the championship team. You get what I'm saying? Like the whole point of the event is say champion versus champion, not all-star team, champion, people we don't know, and then great potential future champion. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be who won. You know, we want to see the best of the best compete. We've never lost in the arc fight in this season. You'll be tested. You'll be tested for sure. I think PX34 are going to do a phenomenal job though. But GT are going to bring a lot of XYs. So we're going to see if they counter it. They're going to bring, they brought up, everybody and their mother brought an XY. I am from 1958. What's up? Shout out to 1958. Good luck to you, PX bros. I feel like today's match is UCS versus HKL. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Yes, good luck to both teams today. Should be a very good match. Bringing UCS players, OV players, K374 players for an all-star team. Lame. Hey, I agree, Lambo. I agree. Imagine those dudes they removed from championship team that they were pissed. I will neither confirm nor deny this. Give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. The comms with WICK. Oh, here he goes. Let me see. Give me 1 second.
Unmute yourself.
I'm giving you the eyebrows right now. All right.
Hey.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sunshine.
How are you doing, Buttercup?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. What about you? Some connection trouble?
Yeah, man, dude. I'm just, I'm just happy I survived yesterday. We went out and had a little sippy time, and one of us made it back, the other one got carried back. So I'm the one that was doing the carrying, baby. No, I'm just playing. But how are you, my friend? Dude, it's been a long time. I was telling everybody how we always cast at least one every season.
Yeah, at least one every season. Well, yeah, it's been a long time. I'm very well. Unfortunately, I live in the dark ages still, so
right.
basically the fiber connection doesn't reach my place because I live in the countryside. So I bought a super strong antenna, but apparently today the connection is very much, busy, and so I'm streaming in 720p.
Ooh, I like it.
Bit rate.
I like it. I like it. Hey, it's all right, because most people are gonna notice the difference. Most people at 720, they'll be okay. So I think the other one that you can look at is there's a aspect ratio with 900 that a lot of Twitch streamers will use. So you can always check that one out too. I forgot what the other aspect was, but it was 9 or 720. But most people will use 9 because there's quite a drop. But dude, are you excited for the match today?
I am. What about you?
Dude, So we got a lot. I held off talking about it because I wanted to hear your side as well and all that kind of stuff. But I think we both kind of expected PX to win last week. The 60 GT one surprised me a lot. But who did you think was going to win last week between 60 GT and JST?
Well, I really thought that it could have been, a tied game until the end, and in fact it was. I mean, there was the end thing that JST did not deliver the last provisions, and you can see on my stream the last few seconds of the game. It was late, and according to JST's players, they said that they had 1,500 points in the bank with that provision, so they lost for that single guy coming up late. But this can happen.
Yeah, but if people would have seen that he literally would have made it, and we were talking about it. If he would have just city hop, he would have made it. And that was the sad part, is when we were watching it, we were all yelling at him. We're like, bro, just city hop. He literally missed it by like 4 seconds, and he could have just city hopped and then made it in there. I was just like, oh, it was just, I felt bad, but stuff happens, so. But going to this week's match, man, we got 60 GT and PX34. I think both of them did a phenomenal job. So, were you able to? Did you see the unique strat that PX ran last week?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's signature Hong Kong Legends strategy from season 2. They just perfected it. They tried to probably train new members. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, I was referring to the use of Montezuma.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chandragupta Moctezuma.
Yeah.
I think that's just for March speed purposes, I guess. No.
Well, a lot of people were telling me. So what they were using it for? Hold on, let me bring it up. So they brought it up, and it had to deal with. Oh my goodness. Give me 1 second. They posted it in his chat, and I need to find it real quick. But it was, there you go. Monozuma gives healing, plus every time you get hit by a skill damage, you fire back a counter skill damage. So I think they were utilizing Monozuma in order to try to counter a bunch of skill damage based
AoE.
marches. Yeah. And so even in the middle, you saw it with all the AoE, they were just getting it, and it looked really weird because they started, it was just Chandra Monozuma, and then I started seeing some Saladin Monozuma later on. And I was just like, hey, if it works, it works. And so that's why I'm kind of excited. I want to see if they bring out something weird, because we all know for a fact after seeing them play JST twice that they're going to bring that 60 GT, formerly UCS, will bring XY to the middle every single time, and it was apparent last week for sure. So I'm
that's
excited.
A certainty. That's not even a hypothesis. That's a certainty
For sure.
Yeah. And which were your thoughts about last game? First of all, guys, both chats, both on Bulbaritos chat. By the way, guys, if you want to drop a like on Bulbaritos stream, which we are dual casting this stream, I'm gonna share the link with you guys in the chat right now. So consider dropping a like also on Bulbaritos stream. Guys in the chat, on both chats, which are your thoughts for today's game? Do you think 60 GT is gonna win? PX34? What are your thoughts, Bulba?
Oh man, you know what? I think a lot of people are sleeping on PX. So I think a lot of people keep thinking it's going to be a 2-0 clean sweep for 60. My personal thoughts is I actually think that PX, if they're going to pull a game, I think it will be game 1. And it's just the idea of them having the element of surprise. And they always, you know, some formerly HKL members, they're very good at counter stratting, as well as coming up with very unique strategies. And I think that's going to catch 60 GT off guard. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think it will be a very, very good game. Who do you have, and why?
So, as I'm doing recently, I'm not betting on either the teams. So I try to be as impartial as possible. You know, just for a sort of personal thing. I just would like to keep myself neutral as much as I can. I do think that 60 GT has a lot of potential as a new team. They demonstrated their strength against JST, and I do think that they have a good chance of winning this game. But PX34, as you said, might have some, you know, aces in the sleeve. By the way, Texas, thank you very much for the $5 super sticker. It's going well. What about you? And yeah, as I was saying, PX34 has a great potential because they are an experienced team. I remember they are Hong Kong Legends migrants coming all the way from Kingdom 30. And I don't know, man. I think this will be a tight game like we have seen against JST. What are your thoughts?
Man, I honestly, I think probably the biggest thing for these two is going to be mid game. You know, I think when we were when we were casting and spectating over the 60 GT JST match, it felt like deja vu all over again, because when UCS played JST, the mid game was dominated by them, and watching last week, it felt the same exact way. So I'm gonna be interested, because I've been watching PX34's mid game, and they always look pretty scary in the middle too. So I really do think it's gonna come down to who wins mid. I think both occupations will do very, very well, and provisions, they both do naturally very well on those two. But the mid is, for me, has always been what separates, for the most part. Not all case and purposes, but for the most part, mid game tends to be the deciding factor in most matches. And so, man, I think, you know,
I do tend to agree. I mean, the name of this game is Ark of Osiris, not Building of Osiris, don't you think? Who gets most arcs at the end? If
Sure.
you have a good, decent building strategy, at the end you will win. And about the middle game that was so powerful from 60 GT last time, I have some updates for you guys, and maybe you discussed this in your stream as well. I'm not sure, because I didn't have the time to watch it. But did you discuss something about the VIP level?
Yeah, a lot of people kept bringing it up, so I'll let you go first, and then I can kind of reinforce, because a couple reached out to me to clear up some facts, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. So basically, everyone thought that JST had more VIP VIP18 players compared to 60GT. And what are the implications of VIP18? Essentially, you have an extra 10% troop capacity, which is huge, another 20k troops in every march. So it means that every 15 player is like having another free march, expanded march on the field. And also the 5% march speed, which is a huge implication, especially in a game mode like the Invitational Tournament, which is these grand finals, where you don't have equipment, so your marches are slow as hell. And the fact is that players from 60GT reached back to me and said, okay, we have all the reports. We are actually gonna show how many VIP 18 we got and how many VIP 18 JST got.
Yeah.
And apparently, looking at all the single reports to see which marches had the expanded troop capacity, which is only peculiar to VIP 18, at the end, I discovered that JST had 26 VIP 18 players, while 60GT had just 18.
Correct.
What's the information in your possession, Bulba?
That's actually so after the match, Governor reached out to me and he was like, you know, I want to clear stuff up because a lot of people keep saying we only won because of VIP 18, and I was like, okay, I'll hear you out. You know, I'm never gonna shoot somebody down. But he literally sent me a screenshot of their start, like, you know how they show the graphic with all the teams at the beginning and their subs and all that, and they went through and looked at all the reports and circled the names of everybody based on the reports that they were seeing because of the additional troops that would have been VIP 18 for JST, and send it to me. And it was 26, and then they had their 18. PX told me, I had a couple people reach out to me and just say, hey, this is what we have. I haven't looked at reports and confirmed and all that, but they said that it was at around 10. And then 94 NV, based on what I heard from some crew from CD70 that played with them in the championship, they said that they have a lot of spenders. So for the most part, they probably would have had more than 10 VIP 18s on there. So yeah. I think that would have been kind of the order.
Yeah, basing on the information in my possess, PX34 has 11 players with VIP 18, while 60GT has 18, so there is not so much difference.
Right.
But people last time saying, oh, they just won because of VIP 18 the entire game. Actually, 60GT had an amazing coordination in the middle, beautiful middle strategy, and so did JST on the buildings, because they were great on the buildings. Not that, of course, 60GT were not great on the buildings. Otherwise, they would have never won.
Yeah. Well,
so we want to clear this. VIP 18 is essential, but it's not the determining factor.
Right. And that's the one thing that I kept just telling my members as well. It's like, I get that it gives you an advantage, okay, and I will never dispute that. But the idea that it is the only reason they won the match, to me, just blows my mind. I'm like, if you watch the PX match, if you watch the coordination, that it just takes away from all the awesome things that they did on the match itself, whether it was rotations or commander choices or pairings or timing. Like, it takes away from everything. And that's the one thing that I just wanted to get across, is it's just like, yes, I understand that it added on to and helped, but it was not the reason they won the match. The reasons that they won the match were all the things that we just listed. So you know, we wish all these teams good luck, and you know, and at the end of the day, we're all here because we love Osiris League and we just want to have a good time.
So I won't speak further on this topic because it's 5 seconds before we can enter the actual game. But as soon as we enter, I will add one final thing on this regard. So let's try to enter the game. Are you ready in?
If you can hop in, then hop in. You're fine.
Yeah, I hopped in. So here is the beginning screen. 60GT versus PX34. Good luck to both the teams. We are watching the combatants from one side and the other one. 60GT here on this side, in the north side. In the south, we have PX34. Many of these names we already recognize. For example, 3HK, Paranoia, and Mondo. What are you looking at, Bulba?
Man, I'm just trying to learn all these names. Chinese names and everything. I'm just like, I know some, but I don't know all. PX, I was never really like, I loved HKO, but I could never pronounce any of the names, so it was always a little bit harder. But yeah, Fung, we know Toast, we know a lot of these guys already. They've either been in well-known teams, making names in other kingdoms now, so should be a very interesting.
Yeah. Already, I'm taking a look in the north side for 60 GT. So they had a few people teleporting, the classic entering a strategy teleport. So they had a few people teleporting in the beginning, and other people teleporting everyone together in order to have the people who teleport in the first round of teleports when you occupy the obelisk to be in the back, so they already go at the obelisk, and the people who teleport later in the game can stay in the front, so they can dispatch their marches together. And I don't know if you look at PX34, but I suppose they did the same, didn't they?
So there's a little bit of a change from what GT did last week. So last week, their front row, they had their provisioner, so similar to how Boobs or 108 does it, where they have JD in the front row because he never teleports forward. This week they don't have that, so that's going to be a little bit of a slight change. Maybe that's an adjustment in the provision game that they're going to do. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but that's a slight change they did do in favor of last week. PX, I'm taking a look right now, and I think it's just their traditional for the most part.
So let's take a look at the very vanguard of those teams. We have Governor here in the very front of 60 GT, 10 billion kill points, 685 million power, crazy. Then we have Ande, another super big whale. So they have all the three positions occupied in the front. I remember being the leader, the counselor, and the warlord. On the other side, we have only two players, so they made a mistakes in the pre-positioning. And the gates have open obelisks, and outposts have been shielded. We have fast marches going out, Cao all over the place. What are you looking at?
I'm watching PX right now. I'm gonna keep an eye. I wanna see if they come out with the and huge shout out to Lilith. Thank you for adding this simplified graphics button so that we can enjoy the game the way it's meant to be, where it's meant to be built. I'm looking to see if they're going to break out the Montezumas, because they came out of the gate last time, and I'm not seeing our green feathered friend in any of these marches, so they might have switched it up. A lot. Good.
Let's see who will be the fastest ones to capture the obelisks. I think they will both do a good job. PX34 was extremely fast last time, don't you think?
Yes. There you go. We got one green feathered man coming through the gate, but they are, from what I'm looking at, they're going pretty much like 70% cav out the gate. So I saw about 4 or 5 Jadwigas coming out. We're seeing a couple Montezumas now, secondaries coming out. Korea has one. There's a Chandra right there on the right coming out of the gate, and lots of provisioners coming out. So they're coming out straight out of the gate. How many is that? What is that? 3, 5. They got quite a few provisioners, so this is going to be very, very interesting.
They have at least one dedicated gatherer per team, so at least 5 marches, but you spotted already more. And we see the first obelisk occupation going in favor of 60 GT. I mean, the first person to enter the obelisk. I remember the short ones being the one directly on the left and on the right, and the long ones being the one on the top and the bottom. So the ones on the top and the bottom are going to be occupied a little bit later, about 20 seconds difference, 20 seconds delta between the timing of the short obelisk. And I think that 60 GT is doing a very fast job here. What are you watching? I'm
watching the 60 GT. They're coming with the same bottom strat that they came against JST, and that when they absolutely punished them, and it's filled with XYs everywhere. They're definitely gonna live and die by this XY march, and I'm telling you, if PX can try to counter that, they're gonna be kudos to them. But I'm just looking at all the marches right now, and there is at least 10 that I was just counting right there of just XYs going bottom side for sure, and I'm sure there's more.
Let me take a look at the rallies going on. So for ISET, so the rallies that 60GT is launching, they are launching just 3 obelisk rallies. So they're probably going only for the short obelisk on the enemy, for the classic aggression on the desert altar of the middle here. So probably we will see a heavy aggression for 60GT. While on the Seth side, so the rallies going on for PX34, they have 2 obelisk rally. And what's that? Is that the shrine? I believe it's the shrine. Or are those the outposts?
We have
Post and passerby. Those are the outposts. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and we have some
They're going
marches.
straight away for the outpost rally.
Yep. Well, they have marches going through the middle too from both sides with rallies.
Yep.
Look, they're just bypassing everybody. It's gonna be
Oh
interesting.
yeah. We have. Oh, they are garrisoning Jadwiga Theodora, the outpost, and we have already a cavalry march. So interesting strategy from 60GT. Take a look at their middle outpost, the blue one. So they are garrisoning with Jadwiga and Theodora, and you can tell because that's the march that occupied the building first, and they already have a Zhang Yu and a secondary commander, which is probably, I don't see in this position, but probably it's just because they need to reinforce this structure. They want to have full cavalry inside. And that's a very nice strategy, because the only way you can defend the outposts in the beginning, if you don't want to use infantry and in the enemy is launching a rally, is to actually reinforce with cavalry. That's quite smart.
It's very interesting looking topside with 60GT attempting to split the hard push coming that PX were coming with. They were coming super hard, and they decided to split their force in order to force PX to split up. So you're going to see some blue marches that hug the mountain or hug the cliffside that are pushing forward. And then they split the forces indirectly from doing that. So you're seeing people at the desert altar getting smashed because they chose wrong. And now they're pulling back. Oh
yeah. My stream crashed, so
you're okay.
I hope people will be redirected to yours.
Oh,
Rip my stream.
You're okay, bud.
Yeah. So I follow you, man.
All right, let me see. Let me look. We got on the bottom side, Desert Altar. Oh, PX got in it with their Jadwiga from what I'm looking at. So right now, see all these XYs. Look at the XYs. They're getting absolutely melted on the side of 60GT. It could be due to sheer numbers, but they're all red marches coming in, and Jadwiga holding very, very well.
Oh my god, yeah. That's holding beautifully.
It's very interesting to see the difference in Jadwiga. I know a lot of people don't like Jadwiga because, and there's a massive difference between looking at end days Jadwiga and looking at, you know what I mean? In the gear is, to me, is what's making such a tremendous change and the benefit of having a Jadwiga as your garrison. She tends not to hold up very, very well with swarms. And I know that you've done plenty of videos with Jadwiga and stuff like that. So it'll be very interesting. What are your thoughts on Jadwiga as a garrison in Osiris, in Ark of Osiris?
Well, I've seen her being used very much in Osiris League, and I think she has a good potential when she's used with YSS.
Okay.
I still think that Zenobia, in case you have a heavy swarm on the structure, is slightly better, but that's a matter of choice. I mean, as long as you can reinforce the building quick and keep up with the pace of the people swarming you, then Jadwiga can be a good choice, especially because in this case you can refresh the garrison very, very quickly.
Ooh, we're rotating middle. Yes. And so we're rotating. This is the part we wanted to see, because last week 60GT were always the first to middle. They always rotated, and they were always, for the most part. Actually, no, incorrect. I just gave y'all false information. JST was always the first one, and 60GT were the one that were clashing into him. So it'll be interesting to see how PX handle the pressure that's going to come. They are first and middle right now. We got 5 minutes before the arc spawns, but they will bring the numbers. So we're going to keep an eye on these structures and see what's going on. See, these two teams in particular utilize Jadwiga to the maximum. I don't think we've seen Zenobia in a single structure thus far. They've all been Jadwiga.
Oh no.
Let's see. Should see rotation coming through here in a hot
I'm
second.
trying to revive my stream in the meanwhile.
Hey, it's all right. Take your time, do your thing, my brother. We got a CC Garrison. Hopefully that's a display glitch.
Hopefully.
Saladin. Hopefully that's a display glitch. Nope, it's not. Nope, it's not. All right, here we go. 60 GT pushing in slightly on PX. See if they can bait him out a little bit. Got blinking structures everywhere, baby. The Saladin holding up. I don't think that's a display glitch. Nope. The good old Saladin Garrison. Now we got an Artemisia.
Oh my god.
All right, let me see. Jadwiga getting swarmed down from PX. Sky Altar bottom side. I don't know. Well, there's a couple reinforcements coming in. Those could come in clutch here in a second. Let's see. They're able to get in, and then we're going to rotate to mid. That's where the fighting should start. Yeah, she's going to hold. She's going to hold. Here we go. 3 minutes.
Very interesting the fact that PX34 also switched to Cyrus and Nebu as main rallies. What do you think about that?
Man, I wish I knew a lot about archers. All I know is archers. I haven't seen very many good archer rallies in Arc that have actually been successful unless they're getting hit one-on-one. And that's the only thing that I like. I love archers in KVK because you can own the field, do stuff like that. But in Arc, it's going to be very rare that you're going to get a one-on-one without getting swarmed. So that's just my opinion. What are your thoughts on archers in Arc matches?
You mean archers in rally or archers on the open field? Because on the open field, archers are very essential.
Correct. No. I'm talking about archers in rallies.
So, yeah, I would like to... I mean, I personally will still use tankier rallies. I mean, Cyrus and Nebu is quite tanky. The problem is that when you rally a structure in Arc of Osiris, you don't care about the losses. So you want something that is quick, and it has to be backed up by a good swarm. So the swarm has to be properly coordinated.
Right.
And so any rally you use essentially can be a good rally if you back it up with a good swarm.
Yep.
Probably Zhang Yu and Chandragupta or Zhang Yu and William can be a better choice if you want to redirect your forces immediately to the middle afterwards. But well, Cyrus and Nebu has proved itself to be a great rally. In the meanwhile, the battle in the middle is starting and skill are about to be popped off.
Here it comes. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, very interesting. Hitting him with the bog down first. I like it. Here go the sad faces.
What do you think about the pairings being used here? I see a lot of Cyrus, I see a lot of Artemisia, Zhang Yu, Guan Yu, of course, and also Edelfled.
I think they're, to being honest with you, I think they're trying to pull the old OV with a bunch of Artemisias, and I feel like it's a lot of AoE. The bad part is they're gonna get hit with a bunch of DPS right now with a bunch of the XYs. So you're having Cav go against archers. I don't know. I think it was just a bad choice. Last week they came with a lot of Cav, and right now I'm seeing every Artemisia under the sun, and the XYs are just absolutely melting everybody. Ooh, look at the wall of blue.
I mean, 60 GT melted everything. I mean, 15 seconds to the arc, and PX34 is nowhere to be seen.
They are in the shadow realm, my friend. That is what we referred to that. Yeah, it is blue everywhere.
Let's remember that anyway, the first arc is not determining the outcome of the battle. So
Correct.
The first arc is the arc that, of course, is worth less points. We are talking about 3,000 points, and 500 points will be added for every next arc. And yeah, so PX34 is still in the position to recover, and now it's about the time they should push all the structures.
So the first arc, like you were saying, the first arc's worth 3,000. It's not a make or break arc. Okay, it will give you an advantage. The couple of benefits that it does give you, and you coming from OV, you understand this as well. It allows you the opportunity to control the pace of the match. Okay, that is one of the biggest things that you can do. You can hold it for 15. If you can insta cap it, you can refresh all your troops, then cap it, then move forward. Like, it allows you to control the pace of the game. And that is by far probably the most important thing of the first arc, is you will then dictate that. And that's, you know, I have a feeling based on what we just saw, I don't foresee 60 GT holding this very long. I think they're gonna push the mid as hard as they can push it. If they can cap 4 arcs, they're gonna cap 4 arcs. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with it, though.
Hard push being activated by 60 GT, so probably they are redirecting all those marches in the middle, which are still buffed, by the way, still for a few seconds. I still see the defensive formation, the mystical formation being active. So they are going to redirect all those marches now for a big building push. I suppose they will keep this arc for at least a couple minutes before trying to control the push, the next push for the buildings, and therefore also controlling the time, as you said, when the next arc will be spawned.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try, because if you're watching bottom side altar right now, I think they're just trying to kill off all their marches right now. Then they'll cap it and come out with fresh, and then it's just rinse and repeat. But it's forcing PX to have to rotate back in order to clear all these marches out, so they don't lose their altars. So it's a very smart play from the side of 60 GT. But you are seeing PX. This is, to me, what separates the really, really good teams from the okay teams, is the knowledge of knowing when they need to keep all their troops back or when to keep some and then progress forward. You see that with JST, with 1V. Sometimes you're just like, why are all their marches just marching past everybody? And it's because they understand the idea of presence on the field and not always playing from the back foot. At some point, you're going to have to give up a little bit to get potentially more in the future. So it's a good...
Absolutely. I totally agree. And we still see a bigger garrison in the Desert Altar. And now the middle Desert Altar from PX34 is being rallied by 60 GT, who wants to get ahead, wants to try to suicide the low marches, wants to try and take this structure, also because they activated hard push, which I remember being active for 10 minutes. So they have 10 minutes to try and capture a few buildings of the enemy. And let's take a look at the marches warming the actual building. We see Edelfleds, we see Cyrus, an actual rally of archers. So both sides are choosing to rally with Cyrus and Nebu. Then we have Guan Yus, we have Zhang Yus, and then we have Trajans, and a few Artemisias. That's very interesting choice of marches. AoE all over the place.
Yeah, this Jadwiga should go down. This is...
Yeah.
Oh...
I think about 10 seconds. I mean, marches are still going in, so I see other people from PX34. No, they might be able to handle on this building.
Yeah,
they might get in.
That is the benefit right there. When people ask why Jadwiga, because you have fast cav that can quickly reinforce, and that is the idea of Jadwiga. They're coming from home base, super fast cav. I'm surprised they're not tile hopping just to get a little bit extra speed right here in this tile south of the altar, just to get in faster. But that's the benefit of Jadwiga, is you can utilize cav. They're faster, they move faster, you can reinforce faster. Everything is escalated because of that. So those clutch reinforcements allowing them to hold. And I did see on the top side altar for 60 GT, they did put a Zenobia in there. So they are using a Zenobia at this point. And the arc was just captured. So 8 minutes until the next arc.
Oh my god. This Jadwiga is holding on to this building beautifully. I mean, cats are going in after the other, and they are also pulling out the low marches. I've seen many marches being pulled out, suicide directly on the rally, because 60 GT is also reinforcing the rally with a few archers that they had around the building during the swarm. And that's a beautiful defense from PX34. I mean, I never doubted that PX34, I never had a single doubt that they had a beautiful coordination. That's what a Hong Kong Legend is famous for, no? Right. You know, a rally on the building, and then a rally on the city, then they split the rally, and then they reinforce the rally on the building, or maybe the marches going on in the building to defend the building one after the other. That's a beautiful coordination right here.
Yeah, well, let's hope this should be, because if you're now that we're looking at the map, PX just lost their altar on top side, and currently right now they're holding 60 GT are holding 3 altars, and we are a little under 7 minutes before the next rotation going mid. So they really need to secure this, get these altars back prior to going in. But 60 GT are pushing up super hard. So they got a YSS. They're about to start ticking over on the top side sky altar for on the enemy sky altar for 60 GT. So
interesting choice of rally for the Shrine of Life on the bottom side by 60 GT. They are rallying with Edward Nebu and swarming with Edward Tamiris probably. Let me check. I think that's Tamiris.
They probably thought it was a Zenobia. That's probably why. But
no,
if you watch enough PX, they may use one Zenobia in structure, but for the most part they're going to use Jadwiga. So that's an interesting. And just like that, there you go, Shrine of Life being taken by 60 GT. The map is blue everywhere. Oh, there you go. PX just took Desert Altar topside away from 60 GT. I love that timing. Where's the Zenobia going? No. Why are you marching backwards? Get her in there. Oh. Hopefully there's a Zenobia in there.
There is still a heavy swarm on this Desert Altar from PX34. Said that they might be able to actually hold onto this building for a bit longer. I see another YSS going inside.
Oh,
they know what they are doing. So they want to try and handle this structure for a little bit longer in order to generate a few points to recover from the fact that they are 2.5 thousand points. No, 3.5 thousand points behind.
Which is nothing. And now I will say it wouldn't be an issue if we didn't see that first arc. And I'm hoping that they make some adjustments on the marches that they send to middle on the side of PX, because the next arc's worth 3,500 points, guys. So I know that a lot of people say, well, it's over. Guys, it's literally the second arc.
No.
You can, we've seen people come back from 10K points with the last arc coming, and it's with provisions. This game is nowhere near being over. So there's a Zenobia, just had to march halfway through the map. All right.
Absolutely. I mean, we have seen people come and take the lead on much worse situations. So 2.5 thousand points is nothing. And we see PX34. Just take a look at the middle. I mean, take a look at how many 60 GT structures, how many structures are blue. So 60 GT is taking control over the map. They hold 3 altars, and probably they will recover the other altar that they lost in a little bit because a rally is going on. But why is this happening? Because PX34 knows how much 60 GT is strong in the middle, and they want to try to deploy more marches in the middle. But this is one of the reasons why JST lost last game, because they went all in trying to take the other arc.
Correct. And they forgot about
the last arc, and then they lost the grip on the buildings. And will PX34 lose the grip on the buildings as well? Because as of now, they are losing it.
Yep. Then we're looking at a double points per minute lead in favor of 60 GT right now at 790 to smokes. Okay, they just lost it. Just ticked over. There goes 790 to 210. 820. Oh,
820 to 210. Oh my god, that's a 610 points difference. It means that 60 GT each minute is gaining 620 points. And if they continue like this, I mean, they also recover the other altars, so they hold four freaking altars and Shrine of Life. Yep. This is awful.
This is gonna be. They are putting a lot of eggs in this middle basket. So, if you're PX and you're investing this kind. That's one of the things that a lot of people, if you're new to Ark of Osiris, you have to understand. Everybody wants to be great at everything. Okay, we all want to be able to hold all buildings and capture all the arcs, but at a certain level, your timing comes into play. Where if you're going to invest heavy in the middle, you understand that the idea on the outside is to delay as long as possible so that you don't lose drastically on points per minute, and in favor of trying to get an arc, but. The difficulty comes if you lose buildings and lose the arc, then you get that famous double whammy that we're hoping that doesn't happen, but the numbers are looking nice for 60 GT that are about to come in. And
oh yeah, we are already looking at a almost 5,000 points lead, 4.7. That's crazy. I mean, that's a great lead to have at minute 34, because I mean the first part of the game is a little bit slow because buildings need to be occupied. The first arc is not worth any points, but at minute 34, having already 5,000 points lead is a big deal. So if PX34 don't stop losing buildings when they redirect their marches to the middle, they're not gonna get. I mean, the arc is not gonna count anything. Don't you think?
Correct. I do see our first Montezuma primary coming in from the bottom side from PX. If you need some lulz, some lulz and memes. All right. It's very interesting. They're just not using their strat from last week.
War drums already being used by PX34 to the death by 60 GT. They recognized being on the back foot here, and the arc spawning in 1 minute and 10 seconds. So they said, okay, let's freaking go all in, and let's try to recover the fact that they went earlier to the middle. Interesting choice. Man.
Well, I think as the team that has to push in, so that's the benefit of being the ones to be there first, is the closer you get to 0 for the arc spawning, the more you understand that the opponents have to push into you if they are planning on getting the arc. So I think they saw that they had a slight advantage in numbers and just decided to push with a minute coming up. Well, now 30 seconds before the arc. But you're going to see a lot of sad faces coming out here in a hot second.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I see 7 marches dead from PX34, 1 from 60 GT. 7-to-1 ratio. I mean, PX34 is about to get smoked again. That's crazy.
And just like that.
Oh my.
It is a blue wall. It's the blue tidal wave just coming in.
Done. It's done. They cannot get this arc. PX34 has zero chances to get a hold of this arc.
We have faith in Montezuma out here on the bottom side. Paranoia out here.
Paranoia. Montezuma. Rest in pieces. 3, 2, 1. Rest in pieces.
Oh man. And there goes the arc.
And there goes the arc. This is done. I mean, not even a contest.
Yeah.
Not even a single contest. I mean, guys, please drop some Fs in the chat from 60 GT being so aggressive in the middle. I have never seen such an impenetrable wall of marches just pushing through and smoking them. They literally smoked PX34. That's a big GG right there for this arc.
Yeah, that was, you know, and it comes back to the XYs. You know, I hate to say it, but when they pushed in, look, there's so many on the field. Literally, I feel like every single player who's going mid for 100% has an XY, and they are full sending. The only saving grace is that we're re-looking at the map, and they were able to at least kind of reset the structure game if you're on PX, but you're losing the arc. That's going to put you up another 3,500. We're looking at an 8K difference once they cap this. You know, and that's the last arc. Well, not the last. It could be. We could potentially still see 2 arcs. So 60 GT did blow or utilize their to the death. So I know that PX uses theirs as well. So they do use it. So I expect them to pop it the next rotation. So the next one will be worth 4,000 points. So we're going to keep an eye on that for sure.
Yeah, they reset the building game a little bit before the arc spawn. So the map was basically split half and a half for a little bit. They generated 590 points per minute equal. I remember on the map being in total 1,180 points. But now they managed to get one of the altars for just a couple minutes, maybe even less. And 60 GT is again on the front foot trying to push the buildings, and they already got the Shrine of Life, which is not a super relevant structure, giving only 80 points per minute for continuous occupation, and already having a YSS inside. So I don't know how they are doing that, but it's working beautifully for them, don't you think?
Am I looking at a mixed XY rally? What's going on, PX? Going on the bottom side.
Yeah. Yeah, they are a little bit anxious.
They're a little
they did not expect them to be so coordinated both in the middle and on the structure game, because they made the same mistake that JST did. I mean, when you see such an overwhelming force in the middle, you try and just go and try to deploy as many marches as you can without sacrifice the buildings.
Correct.
But what's the balance point? I mean, what's the point where you say, okay, we are deploying too many marches to the middle and we risk to lose the grip on the buildings?
I kind of want to keep our eyes on 60GT. I know that they want to win every arc. Okay, I know that they want to do that. I really do feel like if they switch it up this third rotation and send less and then take all the structures in the process, I think that could be that final blow right there, because they could possibly win the middle, but you know that PX are going to pull out to the death. You know that it's coming. They could try to counter strat it, you know, if they have Heaven's Grace or whatever they want to try to do. But I really feel like they're just dominating on the structures right now. And, you know, if they get that 800 to 200 point per minute lead, that arc would be essentially worth nothing, you know? So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think not the pride factor, but the being as dominant as they've been in mid, I still think they're going to do it, but I think it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do next rotation.
So I want to point out something. If you go and watch the space in between the two altars on the left side, some marches were going to the Shrine of War, and they redirected directly to the Desert Altar, to the Sky Altar, recognizing that that's the best solution to try and recover some points. Point number 2 is that 60GT has an arc in the bank. This Takeda right here is waiting, is chilling, is trying to wait the order from the leaders of the team to deliver this arc. This arc will be worth 3,500 points, which plus 19,000 that they already get will put them in a position to have 22.5 thousand points, almost 10,000 points more than the opposing side. And they also control the timing for the next arc. But we have also seen that PX34 saved the points in the middle, while 6GGT used all to the death, which I remember being a one-time skill in the entire game, and PX34 only replied with the attack skill, I believe, right?
Correct. They didn't utilize very many skills. Coming on the bottom side, once again, Archer Rally coming through, but look at the numbers on the Desert Altar that are coming in. Blue, this is, well, it's a little bit late now, but the concept that I was talking about, where you'll see some younger teams, when they see a march in the open field and they're just like, all right, 5 send, you know, like, it's just like, you see a march, it's like a dog and squirrels, you know, they see this squirrel and then they'll immediately forget what they were supposed to do. You don't see that with the very coordinated teams. Like, if they have to march past somebody randomly in the middle of nowhere, they will. And that's what you're seeing with 60GT, with JST, with OV, with all these great teams. They understand that there's a mission that you need to stay focused. If you needed to get to this point, you get to that point, regardless of if there's a random march that you know you could beat in the middle of nowhere. And that's just map presence and map awareness.
That's amazing. And I totally agree with what you said. And 60GT already possessing 3 of the 4 altars. I mean, PX34 managed to get 1 Desert Altar and put a YSS inside, so they will to handle this, but there are so many marches around. This YSS will go down in probably maximum 10 seconds, but they already own 3 altars. And if we take a look at the points per minute, it's 560 points per minute over to 440, but this score is gonna change. In fact, 560 to 290. Oh my god.
And they're about to capture this Desert Altar, so it's about to change again. Here it comes.
And they got the Shrine of Life 2 on the bottom.
710 to 210.
No, zoom out the map. Zoom out the map. Check the structure that still have to be occupied. So in 40 seconds, they will reoccupy the Desert Altar that they lost. And in 40 seconds, they will also generate 80 points per minute with the Shrine of Life. So this score right here, even if now they got 1 obelisk and 1 outpost, this score is gonna tip over again to 60GT, even worse than before, probably 800 to 200, and the third arc is gonna happen. Now it's the time to deliver this arc because they are on the back foot.
PX did take the 60GT obelisk, so we got a minute 20. I have a feeling they at least have some garrison in theirs, but it's something to keep an eye on the bottom side. So we're gonna see. There's still plenty of time. It's 25 minutes. They could still get one player if there are a couple players to get up there and just make it absolutely annoying. But let's see. 1 minute. I think there's.
I think this is the time. This is the time to deliver the arc. I mean, in the next 30 seconds, probably we will assist to an arc delivery. Even if they are losing the grip on the buildings on the left side, so the left side team from PX34 is doing a great job. They got 2 altars, so they got back their altar, and they got the enemy's sky altar, and also they got the obelisk and the outpost for a few seconds.
Yeah, we have altars blinking on both sides right now. There's a Jadwiga again. Can't say this enough, guys. The fact that Jadwiga is holding up so well. I think we've seen Zenobia a couple times in buildings when everybody's saying, especially in Arc, that Zenobia is the meta, and you're seeing the 2 top teams that are utilizing very little of Zenobia, but it plays to their strengths, and that's the part that people need to understand. It plays to their strengths. They are sending a lot of cav marches, so it plays to that. That's the downside to me of having Zenobia, especially on a forward, like an enemy-facing structure, is by time you get your infantry all the way across the map, you're very low on troops or you lose the structure. So having Jadwiga and fast cav coming all the time, it plays to their strength. So
I mean, at this point, 60GT is trolling them. They are not even delivering the arc. I don't know what they are waiting for. This should be the perfect timing because they reset their marches because PX34 got the buildings back. So it means that they are trying to. They had all the marches coming back dead, and they are also pushing the Shrine of War. So their marches are very, very, very far.
Ooh, look at the Shrine of.
Maybe waiting.
Look at the Shrine of War bottom side. Look at all the marches coming from PX. They might just be holding out for one more wave to clear out PX, and then they'll cap it and then rotate towards mid, possibly. I also think that they're trying to make it so that they could possibly. Well, no, because it's 5 minutes. They could just reset it. They could pull an LIG versus 1AVG and just they understand that they know PX has to the death, and they just might not cap it. They're dominating on the occupation. You know, risk it for the biscuit for one arc. You know, I don't know. I think they could be playing the numbers game. They might just be waiting to clear people out. I just don't see 60GT being the type of team to hold the arc for the next 22 minutes. So,
I mean, they have 6,400 points different, 6,400 points different now. And they also have an arc in the bank, which I remember being the second arc, so worth 3,500 points.
Right.
It means that they literally are 10,000 points ahead. This is not a small difference, especially at minute 21. So they are maybe trying to do. I'm supposing now, okay? I'm supposing this. Why isn't 60GT delivering this arc? Because probably they are afraid that another situation like JST will happen again and the game will be too close. So if they deliver this arc 3 minutes ago, probably this would have been a 4 arc game.
Right.
So in order to prevent maybe 2 arc capture from the enemy, they are saying, okay, maybe they are going all in on the next 2 arcs. They will start provisioning, and this game might be risky. This might be too close for us. So they are holding on this arc in order to have just one final arc. So they want a 3 arc game. Eventually they need to deliver this arc.
So just so people understand, this situation has actually happened in Osiris League. It was a 114K match where they were down by 10,000 points going into the 3rd arc. Okay. Then 114K ended up winning the arc. Okay. They ran it back and held it for the last, I think it was like 20-25 minutes. They resent out provisions. They tripled the amount of provisioners that they had, and they held the structure game, and within the last 10 minutes they neutralized the altars constantly. And after they capped it, they ran the provisions, and with the neutrals they ended up coming back to win by less than 500 points. So for people that says it's not a win-win, like not a winning scenario, it's happened already. I'm not saying it will happen today, but it has happened before. So no lead is safe. So by limiting the amount of arcs that they could potentially cap, you're just building your cushion up a little bit, because right now the points per minute, they're constantly in favor of 60GT, so it only benefits them.
I probably think that the occupational score will be skewed in favor of 60 GT by about 4,000 at least at the end.
Yeah, I think
3.5 to 5,000. Yeah.
So 2.5 minutes if they don't drop the arc. Hard push.
And they occupy the Shrine of Life, 670 points per minute to 360. That's a 310 points per difference. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think they definitely are gonna rewatch this back. See, like they have to counter the XY stuff. The XY is what's killing them right now. Whether they bring out their XYs or whatever they got to do to counter it. It's very similar to how when last season with OV and V636 and just countering each other in middle and developing strats. They're gonna have to develop a strat to counter these XYs because the XY is just crippling them right now. You know, and that's a tough one to swallow right there.
Well, let's remember something. This is a best of 3 grand final now. So PX34, in case they lose this game, which I think will probably happen,
Yeah, that's pretty.
PX34 will have to face 60 GT again. And if they win, they will go to game 3, just like it happened to us, OV against V636 in the Invitational Season 3. We won the first game, V636 won the second game, and then we won the third. But this is not a best of 1 game, so they need to play the long run. So maybe they want to save some strategies for the second game. I'm sure they have multiple strategies in case they lost the first game.
You're starting to see more Chandra Montezumas coming back out for PX. So I think it's too little,
Look
too
at
late.
the structures.
I think it's too little,
Look
too
at the
late.
structures.
All right. Oh, shit.
Shoot. I mean, they own 4 altars.
They got the
They
Freddy.
recovered the Shrine of War. They have everything. I mean, look at the points per minute, 510, 660 to 290, and that's only gonna increase in the moment they occupy again the Desert Altar and the Shrine of War, and that's gonna happen in about 30 seconds.
And the arc was just captured, so we got the 8-minute countdown. This will be the last arc, so it'll only get 3. So the last one will be worth 4,000 points. Hey, if you're PX, you know, it ain't over till it's over. But god dang, you need to be putting it into high gear. I think this last arc, even if PX lose, it'll be a nice opportunity for them to test out something new. Whether they bring out the Chandra Montezuma, whatever, so that they can learn for next match. Because I think you're gonna see 60 GT continuously have success in middle. So testing stuff out, even if they lose, just getting some knowledge on, you know, what it's gonna run with. You know, they should be using to the death. So it's gonna be very interesting to watch that one.
Please look at the PPM. Look at the points per minute. 890 to 290. That's a 600 points per minute difference. If they keep this, and I believe that part of this they are gonna keep because they have so many marches to reinforce the structure. I mean, that's potentially, if they take next arc, that's potentially gonna be a 20,000 points delta at the end of the game.
Now look at, and this is what a lot of people, when you're playing against JST, 1V, OV, the forward map presence is always, so I'm looking top side on the Sky Altar on the well, it'd be the enemy for 60 GT, but just look at the amount of blue marches that are on the enemy's structure. You know what I mean? You'll see this a lot with JST, where it's that awkward space in between the altar and your obelisk, where they're just punishing you as you're trying to come and reinforce or do whatever. You'll see this a lot with those teams. So it's very hard to break this, you know. And that's, once they start pushing up, which you should start seeing. Look, you're gonna start seeing all these marches get picked off one by one, trying to come and help with this altar.
I mean, PX34 is absolutely losing the grip. I mean, they just recovered one of the 2 altars. The Sky Altar is still very well protected. Just look at the Sky Altar on the right side. They have so many marches around. They can reinforce this potentially for another 4 minutes at least.
Dude, so in Italy, you're gonna have to come out like smashing grapes. So we're gonna have to come up with something for you. Got some we gotta get some funny saying, making vino out here. No, I'm just playing. Dude, we're gonna have to, let me see, the obelisk blinking again. We got 5 minutes. We're gonna see how much they invest. See how much they invest going middle.
Not much. I think they are a little bit demotivated now. I mean, I think this is pretty much a done deal. Nothing can happen from preventing 60GT to win this game.
I will say this: they are switching up the marches that are going in middle for on the side of PX. From what I'm looking at right now, so like I said, you know, I think they understand the situation they're in. So what they're going to do here is they're going to test out something new, because I haven't seen them use this many Guans in the middle. And XYs, yeah, it's full Guan and XY combo in middle. There's some Trajans. So this is definitely a way different than what we've been seeing. So I think they're going to test something out to see if it works against their XY counterparts. And that way for next match, they have some information, because they got clapped by these XYs today.
Yes, they totally did. I think they deployed too many cavalry marches. This inevitably weakens your strategy. I mean, it's gonna be fast, especially in an invitational game where, as we said, you don't have equipment, so you don't have any march speed going around. But that's tough.
Dude,
that's really tough. I think 60GT is potentially gonna take even the third arc.
Ooh.
And put this game at a 20,000 points difference at the end.
Put that nail in the coffin. Yeah. Oh man. So they're gonna use to the death and still lose the middle. That's gonna be a little ego strike right there, because coming in, I know PX, I believe, had barely lost in middle. Like they really hadn't lost. Like they were that good where they really hadn't been losing, even against V636, against all these really, really good teams. They weren't losing middle. So yeah, the fact that they're getting pounded as hard as they are in middle is a true testament of how good 60GT's mid game is. And we're gonna see, you know, to the death's coming. So we're gonna see how well that they're gonna counter this, and how many XYs, and if they're gonna counter it. Let's see, XY.
Well,
XY.
3 minutes to the spawn of the final arc of this game, because I remember after this there is not gonna be anything. And 60GT got the Shrine of War, and they got the Desert Altar. So even before pushing for the final arc, now they are redirecting to the middle. So PX34 has a unique chance. Maybe 60GT, they are giving up to the arc to focus on the structures. But anyway, PX34 will have to the death and potentially also attack and defense. So they will have 3 skills which will cost 10 points. So the full points bar. And if they lose this arc, they are gonna be really demoralized for the next game. I believe.
I don't like this play. I think they're trying to play on the numbers, but 60GT is gonna let them just look. They're dancing around them. Look at this. They're splitting them. They're gonna go on the left and the right just to draw them out. Oh, dude. They're baiting them so hard in the middle. Just reset. I think they were trying to play on their numbers.
So much pressure. So much pressure from 60GT right now. You know, psychological pressure on the opponents. But the numbers are real. I think there is a good chance that 60GT loses this arc.
I don't know, dude. They're baiting them out pretty good. With 2 minutes left, look, they baited them out super hard.
War drums from PX34, so defense from the blue team, attack from the red team, matching their colors.
Yep. They drew out the skills super early. They didn't pop to the death either. Oh, and just as we say it, to the death.
Probably on this big circle here. Yes, you can see the animation going on this bigger bunch of marches.
Correct.
So let's see if they will actually manage. Okay, so attack, defense to the death. I told you. They used all 3 skills because they saved up the points. I believe they had the full points bar from a little bit now, which is never healthy to have, to be honest. Especially if you are on the losing side. And I remember with the new Ark of Osiris rules, you're gonna get much more points regeneration if you're losing.
Look at what Sam's doing in the middle, right by the arc zone. He's just causing chaos. And this is what some teams will actually do, is they'll just send 5 marches just to attack the arc runners, so that you're forced to carry it with, you know, a Guan or whatever, you know, just a really slow march.
Yeah, that's our Sam from OV. Hi, Sam. I hope you're well.
But look at the red murder ball. I don't know if it was the marches, but look at how many X, Ys, and Guans. You know, it could definitely be due to the skills. We won't say that it didn't have anything to do with it, because it definitely did.
Yeah, but 6GT just gave it up. I mean, just take a look at the buildings and just take a look at the points per minute. 970 points to 210. In the time they will take this arc, they will have generated more points from the actual buildings.
There you go. The quick call was made though from PX, so they are rotating forward, still having their skills on them. So they're gonna try to reset some structures, and this topside desert altar could be in trouble in 60GT if these marches can get there with some skill action on it.
Nah, 6GT has already many marches coming on because they were in a much favorable position because they have been killed there, so they have the time to refresh and defend this Shrine of War. And in the meantime, they are generating so many points from the opposing side structures. They have the Shrine of Life, they have 2 enemy altars, they have an outpost. I mean, that's just insane. 970 points per minute to 180. That's almost 790 points per minute difference.
I do like the idea that PX are still trying to apply pressure, because they went into 3 different directions from mid. So they broke out and went to the bottom altar to try to recap that. So they have a wall of marches going there, including the arc, which I don't know why you would go in that direction. But and then the top side, they swarmed around there, which is what we were talking about earlier. And then they rotated bottom side to the Shrine of War, which they are now getting to. So, you know, a lot of teams would full retreat and have both wrap around on bottom side, especially when you're trying to catch up. I like the idea that they're trying to neutralize as many structures as possible. They still got 7 minutes left, but you know, this arc's only worth 4,000 points. So it's, I hate to say it, but we are at 1,000 points per minute to 180.
Oh my god, that's 100. That's 820 points per minute difference. Now, even more, 850, 1,000 points per minute to 150. That's. Oh my god, that's unbelievable.
They're even taking their outpost at this point, which I'm surprised.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing that PX34 is doing, because they recognize they have lost about mid game, so 30 minutes in the game. The only thing they are trying to do is to gather some intel, you know, to try to see how pushing at a certain moment, a certain structure, in a certain way with certain marches is going to work out for them. Maybe trying to gather some intel for the game number 2, but at this point, if they don't change up their strategy, game 2 is gonna be a roast all over again.
Yeah. I think they'll go back. So this is where PX are very, very good. This is where I would say formerly HKL and PX currently right now are very good, is going back, licking the wounds, watching, and then building a counter strat for stuff that you think is going to happen. And from what we've been seeing from 60GT, I wouldn't expect anything different. You know, they clearly have found a recipe that works for them. They took out JST. They're now going to beat PX. I think it's up to PX to come up with a strategy that's going to then counter out 60GT. And they definitely have the minds to do it. So, you know, kudos to 60GT. They came out and swung for the fences and knocked it out of the park again, you know. But I think the next match is going to be very, very close. I think it would be a lot closer just because I know PX, and they will work on counter stratting the XY, because right now the XY is what's killing them right now. It really is.
So the fact is that, I mean, I didn't bet on any team, but I predicted this could happen, you know, as wing like that. PX34 has now escorted the arc, and they're about 14,000 points difference, 13.7, but that's not gonna help them on a game number 2 if they really don't change up the strategy a lot. And we know that PX can do it. I mean, former Hong Kong legends, they know how to change strategies. I hope that this game, this sound drubbing, this sound beating, will help them to at least gather some intel, maybe changing up the pairings, maybe stop defending with Yadviga, sending less cavalry, weak marches in the middle, because that's not gonna work for them.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
They actually did a lot better with even with the skills and with all that when they send their Guans and XYs and like a different combo. They survived a lot longer than what they were surviving with previously. So, you know, that may be something they're gonna have to adapt and change. You know, their Jadwigas, it's very ironic. Their Jadwigas aren't holding up nearly as good as 60 GT. So that's definitely something they're gonna have to look into too, especially looking at when we look at occupation in the final, you know, tail of the tape. It's going to be pretty eye-opening considering they're both using Jadwiga, but she was not created equal for both sides. So,
oh no, definitely not.
And what makes it even
they have all the outposts.
Yeah. And what makes it even worse is there's no equipment. So you can't even say Enday's Jadwiga equipment is nutty. There's no equipment. So it's just
no, there is not.
It's just pure, you know,
that's just strategy.
Pressure. Yeah,
strategy. So I will say this about the people still speaking in the chat about VIP 18, etc. I spoke to Lilith, and they recognized. They, you know, openly told me, yes, we recognize that VIP 18 is something that should not have happened in this tournament.
Really?
And they said it was too late now to change things up and to remove VIP 18 from the benefits of the tournament. I disclaimer, VIP 18 does not matter for the final outcome. It's not strictly determining, but still, if you want to, you know, hold an international tournament and you want to do everything equal, so troops number, commanders, no equipment, I don't see why you should also not remove the VIP benefits. That's just a suggestion for the next invitational, and I have been told that probably they're gonna do that. So they're gonna level up the field even more. Not to have people speaking about, oh, okay, it happened because of. Because we don't want a because of.
I would rather them give everybody VIP 18, at least for the match. Because right now, at least so it's level. Because the benefits of the march speed and everything, I think we're noticing the differences outside. And if you were to add equipment in here, like there, I don't want to say equipment because being realistic, I don't think there's really any way to really do that. But the idea that it increases map presence and speed on the field, we have less downtime and more fighting, which is I think what everybody wants. So yes. I would advise, instead of removing it, I would say give it to just for the match. That way everybody can benefit from the same VIP, and it also helps with the casting and expediting more fighting instead of marching, and it's just an overall benefit.
Also the fact that even if, I mean, they to speed up the battle, they gave to everybody an extra damage on the field. Okay, when you are in Arcovasaris, all of your troops get a multiplicative buff, so you're gonna deal more damage to expedite the battles on the field. So why not giving us some extra march speed, like a 50% extra march speed, like there is in Champions of Olympia, of course, or in some other game modes like PVM, for example, Ian's Ballad, just to make an example. This could make the game even more interesting, shuffling things up, creating space for new strategies, new commander combinations. What do you think about that?
I like that idea. I also would add on to it. I think if they reduce the map size by maybe like 30%, the gaps between the gate and and your shrines, so reducing that, and then reducing slightly in between like the altars and shrine, in reducing that a little bit and making the map maybe like 30% smaller, I think it fixes a lot of the stuff, because then we're not spectating a lot of people marching, and it's more like, oh, they're leaving their city within 20-30 seconds, they're already brawling again. So I think it makes it a little bit more chaotic, I would say that. But I think that's what this whole game, like, we play KVK, we play ARC, at some point you just want to see it chaotic, and that's what I think it makes it a great spectator experience.
And 60 GT Pearl, Howard, nice Pearl. Hi Pearl. It's another player from OV. I've seen many players from OV doing good today on the field. Peanut Bunny, Sleepy Owl, Pearl, and Sam. Makes me proud. And yeah, congratulations to 60GT. I mean, this was not a result that we were waiting until the very last second. We knew that 60GT was gonna win, and we have 13. Oh my god, 13.
Look at the occupation.
13.5 thousand occupation score difference.
That's guys, that's not, I don't want to hear anybody saying VIP guys. 13,000 occupation difference. That's just momentum, game planning, strategy. That's what it is. Swarm choices for marches, like they did it, and they were using different stuff. You know, remember 60GT were utilizing archer rallies. The stuff that everybody keeps saying, like even myself, you know, I rarely see an effective archer rally coming through in Arc, but they were utilizing that. They were utilizing Jadwiga. They were literally utilizing a lot of things that nobody gives the light of day. It's always Zenobia, or it's Attila, or, you know, the older meta. So they're coming out with some different unique stuff. So I'm very, very impressed with 60GT.
Congratulations to 60GT. I now want to thank you, Bulba, for dual casting this game for me, and I want to apologize to my community for experiencing a crash mid-stream. It happens. My connection is like very bad today, but I will fix this for hopefully for the next cast. It was such a pleasure to cast with you again, Bulba, and
always, my friend.
Definitely,
always.
Let's do it again.
For sure.
And thank you for having me.
All right. Yay. We'll do it again, my friend. You take care, and hey, congrats on all the success, and we wish you much, much more. Make sure, fam, y'all always hear it. Make sure if you're on either one of our streams, drop a like, drop a sub, do all that kind of fun stuff. Support your content creators, because at the end of the day, we're doing this for y'all, and we hope y'all appreciate it. And you know, well, y'all appreciate it. So I appreciate the opportunity, my friend, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Yes, thank you, Bulba. I'm gonna now open some chests on my stream.
All right, brother.
You have a good day.
You too.
You have a good day. Bye.
All right. Woo! Did y'all thank you for the live stream? Hey, you're very, very welcome, my friend. You're very welcome. I hope y'all enjoyed it. You know, that's why we do it. That's why. So yeah, we did that. Did y'all kind of expect that to happen? I didn't think it was gonna be that. I can tell you right now. I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I was hopeful though when I did see the last arc run. Okay, and yes, they might have pulled out a little less and pulled off a little bit, but the fact that they switched up the combos for the middle, I think is a great indicator that they are probably going to end up switching their strat for middle next rotation, which is what I expect. Hey, you're very welcome, Edward. Yeah. Oh, very high. You know, WICK is a very smart guy. Very, very smart. That's why I love casting with them, because I can always talk like the thing that I'm not good at, and my wife is very good at, and is I'm not an analytical mind. Okay, I'm not the guy that goes and looks into the code, in the code to break down. That's just not me. My wife is very good at that. She loves spreadsheets. She loves all that stuff. I'm the guy that's the entertainer. You know, I like being entertaining as much as I can be. You know, not always, but you know what I mean. But he's very analytical, and I love it. So he brings a different dynamic to our dual cast, which I love. So definitely go check him out, guys. I know most of y'all are probably already subbed to him, but if you aren't, go check it out. He does tremendous breakdowns on commanders and stuff like that. And we do a lot of casting for Osiris League, so naturally we're good friends as well. So naturally we do a lot of content together. But yeah, I'm glad y'all joined us, and I think we had like 200 plus people here. So y'all crushed it today. I was excited. Even with other content creators, y'all crushed it. Oy, man, y'all know what I'm on right now? I'm on that that Pokemon Unite kick. Oh man, we definitely need to stream it. Definitely need to stream it. I'm on that kick right now. Whoo, got me hooked. Got me hooked. But I appreciate it. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. I was able to survive the festivities from yesterday. So You know, we'll see how it goes. We did pretty good. Look at that. Y'all always crush it. Let me see how we're doing. Oh, I can't spell. That might help. I need some breakfast too. I might need to go check on the wife and go from there. Let me see real quick. All right, boom, boom, pow. Got that one, that one, that one. Oi, all right, fam. I hate to leave you 79 beautiful people, but it is 11 a.m. and it is lunchtime, baby. And y'all know me. Lunchtime. So keep your eyes out. This week, I don't know how many streams we're gonna do, fam. I set a hard deadline for myself for the website. And we're making massive progress. So do y'all want to see it real quick? Y'all post if y'all want to see some side stuff. We were working on other pages and stuff like that. If y'all post some yeses in the chat, then I will show y'all where we're working with right now. And then I'm working on the hard deadline, but that is not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. And we'll be launching the website. So I got a lot of work to do in the next week. Got to set up the membership section. And do all that fun jazz. Let me see real quick. I'll bring it up for y'all. So let me see pages. I need to finalize all the products, the merchandise and the pricing and all that. So these aren't final prices or anything. I'm just working on layouts and stuff right now. All right, here, let me show you real quick. Hold on, let me reset it. And the merchandise, these prices aren't final, guys, so don't worry about it, but prices, stuff. I'll open this guy up. Oh, there you go. Wrong one. Hold on, let me scroll back. There you go. So the camping cup, other things, hoodies, caps, all that. This one is going to end up having to come down because I'm going to need to do another design. I wasn't really happy with the way it came out. So that one won't be there. There's a couple that won't be here that I'm going to end up pulling down, but y'all can get at least a gist of what we're working with. Section. So for those of y'all who know what Rockboard is, that's essentially what I'm doing, but for Arc. Okay. So the idea is it's free. You don't have to do anything. You just come in here, you would click join the Burrito Gang or click up top. Anywhere it says join the Burrito Gang, you register as a user and then you would unlock the cast part. So give me 1 second. Give me 1 sec real quick. I need to open this and it is, where's it at? There it is. Okay. So these graphics need to get updated, but this will become the Osiris League Season 4 page. And then you would unlock this page in addition to all the other pages that eventually I'm going to have to make. And then these are all the casts that I did this season. I'm going to add this one onto the list. And then you would click rewatch cast. And there you go. You'll earn ports. There'll be membership reward points and all that kind of stuff that you can earn free shit on the website. And points to spend on merch and stuff like that to earn coupon codes and stuff. So yeah. Gonna be that. We got the home, level up, and then our sponsors for sponsors that we've had in previous and past. And then we're gonna keep updating this section. We're gonna end up, like I told y'all, we had it on the Discord. Eventually, we're just gonna remove that from the Discord, and a lot of the stuff's gonna be added to the website for our users, for our members. So then you would just click here. It'll take you to another page. You'll have to be registered in order to download it. It'll show you the page. Click download, boom, download, done. And yeah, you just go from there. So that's what I have thus far. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoy it, and Bulba crack. So I hope y'all enjoy the website and that kind of stuff. You know, it's a big undertaking, but I like the idea of me being able to control every aspect of the website, because I host it, I create it, I run everything on that website. So eventually we're gonna add a Osiris League contest page. All the stuff that I usually run on the Discord will then get moved over to the website, and then I plan on having like a leaderboard, like a running leaderboard and stuff like that for us. So it's a big undertaking, but at least we're getting the grassroots right now, and then we'll continue to build it out, because I have probably about another 150 to 200 casts that I need to add to the website. But once I've done that, then the idea is for me to open it up to our members. Okay, so it won't be for a little bit, but eventually the idea is to open it up so that we can highlight other creators that are a part of the Burrito Gang themselves that like to cast. And say you do a cast that I don't cast, you know, you would be able to go to a forum, put your title, put your description, put your video link. I'll go and approve it, and then I add it to the website. That way it becomes more, it's truly about the Burrito Gang. And that's ultimately what I want, is a repository where people can come to one location, search up UCS, and then have all the VODs from UCS pull up. That is the end game right there. That's the end game. So I hope y'all enjoy it. We're gonna have some free content on there for y'all. We're gonna have some free giveaways. We're gonna do rewards and you know, codes and all that kind of stuff on the website, and really do something different, you know, because other creators aren't doing that. Say what you want about this 2K sub content creator, but we pushing it, pushing the envelope, baby. So I'm glad y'all are along for the ride. And yeah, we're gonna get going, go get some food. Y'all have a great rest of your day, Burrito Gang. But we're gonna call it a stream. But never fear, baby, there will always be another one. But until then, ladies and gents, I am Anthony with the Bulbaritos, and I will see you all on the next live stream. Bulba out.